Queen Bee has certainly been busy with 2 world tours, a baby, and has now released her 10th fragrance, Heat Wild Orchid. Heat Wild Orchid is the 10th fragrance by Beyonce with Coty Perfumes. It is the 6th addition to the Heat line, and it has been labelled a mouth-watering and enticing fragrance which emits fierce and feminine energy. Heat Wild Orchid was launched exclusively to the Perfume shop here in the UK, but then is later released nationwide on August 20th. The Heat Wild Orchid advert right here is the 3 S's: sultry, sexy and seductive. Beyonce looks amazing. She looks so sexy wearing barely nothing in that little ensemble of hers. She caused a little bit of a stir with how sultry the ad was, but can you blame her? She looks amazing. And she looks like she's doing exactly what the perfume is set to do. She is emitting fierce feminine energy. The rest of the advert, she's surrounded by like flowing purple drapes and she's got wild orchids growing at her feet. The purple colour scheme of the whole ad really adds to this whole sexiness of this whole fragrance campaign. Purple is such a bold, sexy colour, and it's also reminiscing the orchid from Wild Orchid, because specifically orchids that grow in the wild, specifically the butterfly orchid used in this fragrance, is a deep purple colour. Moving on to the packaging, I have the box of Beyonce Heat Wild Orchid right here, and it's the same standard Heat box like all the other Heats before. It's the rectangular box, and it has Beyonce Heat Wild Orchid written in the same Heat font as all the other Heats. I like that she's kept that theme the same, except this time the box, it's a very like glossy feel, but it on all the way around it's got like the purple orchids growing around it. It's just basically a really nice simple box, very sexy. It's got the orchid on it, it's a wild orchid, what more do you want really? The wild orchid bottle right here is probably one of the best Heat bottles of all. Next to the Mrs. Carter World Tour limited edition one, I think this has to be the best one. It's the same standard Heat bottle like all the other Heats. It's in like the lamp kind of bottle, and only this time it's just got a pink gradient, so the lid is like a really deep fluorescent pink and it goes down into like a clear at the bottom. I mean, it's in the Heat line, she's not going to change it now, and I'd be pretty disappointed if she did. It wouldn't really belong in the Heat line if she used a different bottle, but the colour scheme is gorgeous. It's purple just like a wild orchid. Okay, so the top notes of Beyonce Heat Wild Orchid are pomegranate, coconut water and boysenberry. The mid notes are honeysuckle, butterfly orchid and blooming magnolia. Just to note, in every single Beyonce fragrance she uses some kind of orchid because the orchid is her favourite flower. Now in this one she chose a butterfly orchid. I don't know why, because it isn't like a specific orchid with a specific scent. Butterfly orchid is basically like an umbrella term for a lot of different orchids, but they do have a really strong scent, and you'll see as I continue in this review. The base notes are blonde woods, skin musk and gilded amber. So getting into the heart of the review now, on opening spray you clearly get that pure coconut water. All in all, on the opening spray, the pomegranate and the boysenberry you can sense their presence there, but they make that coconut water really sweet and really fruity. It's like a really tropical, fruity coconut drink in the summer. However, unfortunately, I feel the opening spray is the best bit, and it doesn't last that long. Like the fruitiness isn't there that long because a lot of the mid notes are really strong and they really get to work straight away. The honeysuckle really does come in straight away. Honeysuckle smells very similar to jasmine. It adds that really sweet sexiness, but it's a lot fairer than jasmine is. But it comes in straight away and it gives in that very warm, sexy sweetness. The butterfly orchid comes in, and as I said, Beyonce uses orchid in every single one of her fragrances, but this time she chose butterfly orchid, and as I said, it's not a specific orchid, it's just an umbrella term for a lot of different types of orchid, but I'm guessing she used a very strong, like sexy vanilla orchid for this, because it really does give that really warm, sweet vibe to it. You can really smell the orchid in this. The magnolia, unfortunately, I don't detect it at all. Magnolia is meant to be like a very rosy, citrusy kind of scent, and there is no citrus in this fragrance at all. I can't detect magnolia. I think it's just because the honeysuckle and the orchid are really powerful. It just overpowers it completely. So as it begins to fade down into the base notes, it becomes a really warm, creamy scent. This is really where those blonde woods and the amber really do emerge, and they really give it that warmth, that this fragrance really deserves. This fragrance is supposed to be sexy, and those two notes do just that. The blonde amber, as we all know, amber is like that very warm, like treacly kind of scent, and then the blonde notes, she hasn't said specifically what woods are used in this, but the blonde woods, I'm guessing is sandalwood, because sandalwood is that really like comforting, warm, sexy scent, and I really do smell that in this fragrance. While all the woodsy stuff is going on with the amber and the blonde woods, the coconut still retains. At this point the fruitiness has really dried down, you can't smell the pomegranate or the boysenberry at all, but there's still that hint of coconut at the back, and it's this really warm coconutty scent. It's because of the amber and the woods, and then you've got the really sweet florals from the heart, from the orchid and the honeysuckle, creating this really warm, musky, sexy scent. Talking of musk, the skin musk that she uses, I'm guessing is to make it even more sultry and sexy than it actually is. Skin musk, it kind of gives it this element where it stays close to the skin. It becomes really warm and really close, so it's that kind of scent that you're going to need someone really close to you to smell. I think that was the whole vibe of it. Because it's so close to the skin, it's one that you might want to wear during you know what. Because in that sense you're so close to that person that they can smell how warm and sexy you are. I think that's the vibe that this was going for, and all in all, to wrap up, it becomes like a really sexy, sweet, coconutty scent. It's one of her best ones, and welcome to the Heat line. So that is the quick breakdown of what Beyonce Heat Wild Orchid smells like. In terms of other products, it's currently only launched like exclusively at the Perfume shop. It comes in the standard 30, 50 and 100ml Eau de Parfum sprays. Unfortunately, there aren't any free gifts, there aren't any like body lotions or shower gels yet. There might be a set if you want to wait for that, but right now there only is the Eau de Parfum sprays. As I said, it's launched exclusively at the Perfume shop now, and will be available nationwide in the UK August 20th. And overall, it's amazing. It's one of her best ones, and I'm glad she released it. So there we go, that is the end of my Beyonce Heat Wild Orchid perfume review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have smelled it, let me know down in the comments what you think of it, and if you bought it, and what size did you buy. And if you haven't smelled it and you want to smell it, head down to your local perfume shop, those of you that live in the UK, and they currently have like these little sample cards of the Beyonce Wild Orchid. Like it's got like a little vial sample there, and it's got like a picture of the bottle, and it's got like the notes listed there. So yeah, head down to your local perfume shop and pick up one of these, and you can try it for yourself. If you do try it, let me know if you bought it. Yeah, it's the end of one of my videos, and you know I always recap some of my older ones, so over there, go and check out my Mariah Carey Dreams perfume review. Up there, check out my Katy Perry Killer Queen perfume review, and over there, check out my Taylor Swift Taylor perfume review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a long time since I did a perfume review, and what better one to do than Queen Bee Wild Orchid. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up. In the next like 2 weeks or so, I've got something very exciting happening with NIK2604. So stay tuned for that, because I'm really excited to unveil this. I haven't even seen it myself, like I can't wait to see all this. But I hope you guys like it, and the next video should be a giveaway. Anyway, take care and like my Facebook page, all that, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!